In the last episode of Let's Build a Bikini Bottom, we built SpongeBob's beautiful pineapple. Now we'll be continuing down the street and building Squidward's house and Patrick's rock. Starting off, we could be building Squidward's house. In my opinion, I didn't like my previous style of Squidward house. I thought it looked too weird for some strange reason, and the texturing of it wasn't even good. So I hope you really enjoy this one, because I think at the end, you'll be amazed how far this build had come away. So if you didn't know, Squidward's house is based on, I think, an Easter egg or Easter spawn or whatever it is. So that's pretty much what we're building, and that's why you'll be building kind of a face with some eyes and the nose coming up, and the door down there is the mouth. One big thing I did do with this one was make the building taller, because I didn't show enough, forehead in the previous Squidward's homes, and this one I really made that stand out, so I think it looks a lot better now in my opinion. Because Squidward's house has a really big forehead, a really tall one at that. And that's the ears coming to the left and right side. There's a lot of windows there. There's gonna be a lot of extra windows because I love windows. What can I say? We must do windows. And then we have the landscaping. Behind it will be the garden. This is where Squidward does his farming and his carrots and relax and do all of that, which is weird. And inside that shed is the lawnmower when the Dutchman got his beard shaved. And don't worry, coming up, we're gonna be building the Flying Dutchman ship coming up really soon, because it is the Halloween season, the scary month October, so we're gonna be doing that. And look at that texturing, that looks beautiful. Well, not yet, you'll see what I mean later, but coming up to inside, we're going to be building the little secret down there, the most miserable person's house, if you remember that reference, hint hint. But this is the living room, and the kitchen will be along the back wall. And the theme of this kitchen is blue, purple floor, and a green wall. So a lot of colors happening there. And the ceiling is brown, which is kind of the default, apparently. So that's the textures we're going with. I think it turned out amazing. And the furniture, we have a couch, the TV, also known as security alarm systems to keep SpongeBob out. And for the second floor, luckily there's no window. There's one window to go be in here, but no windows to interfere with the exterior that much. That's Squidward's tub from the movie. I was thinking of a movie when we built that, and this will be Squidward's library. Continuing up to the third floor, this is Squidward's bedroom and art gallery / music room. In some scenes you see two windows in one room, but in this case you're going to be separating them because it is inconsistent where the windows are, so that's why I decided to have the front two windows share two different rooms, because why not? I mean, what else would you do? So on the left is Squidward's room, and on the right there is the art gallery. I call it art gallery because there's a lot of art pieces in there, a lot of Squidward's beautiful art pieces, with a birch floor and of course the music stand, or where he can play his clarinet. And like SpongeBob's house, there's also a rooftop, I don't know what you call that, a garden? A rooftop, pretty much. Now, this is a secret. We'll be getting to this during the walkthrough, but this is part of the most miserable person's house type of reference, which is on Sand Mountain, or right just outside of Sand Mountain. And next we have Patrick's rock. Now here, I decided to make kind of an imperfection rock, then decided to change that because it actually is almost a perfect rock. So that's why we could be removing that and kind of using a perfect sphere for our base, and then kind of making it less perfect. That's the style, I'm sick with it, and I think it turned out very pleasing. And the entrance, I tried to remember the episode where there was something inside Patrick's rock, but I think that was a really new episode, so I don't know much about that, so that's why it could be an empty shell for now. And I think there's better references to add other than that one. So this is inside Patrick's, main room. I mean, everything's made out of sand, you can't even tell, but yeah, that's his bed. Below that will be the secret box and the painting which SpongeBob hide behind that one episode where you wanted to see what was inside the secret box. TV, lamp, because what else would you fit in here? There's not too much that goes on in Patrick Rock until you go even further downwards, where you actually get a well, empty space first of all, and then you get a nice looking kitchen on the left side, which will be popping up. Oh yeah, it has to texture everything in sand because it's a sandy place, but Patrick loves its sand. Right, this is the kitchen. Kitchen made out of sandstone in this case, or smooth sandstone. And then next to that will be the living room. Remember the chalkboard, and Patrick's relative came over to visit one time, which is not really relatives. That's the room for that. That's the bathroom. Who knows, Patrick had a bathroom. I mean, in the show, you only see the actual hole that Patrick sleeps in, but believe me, there's a lot more that goes into this rock. So that's what pays to be observed sometimes. So this will be our gateway to Kelp Forest. And this is the reference on when they went camping and they got lost in Kelp Forest and had to talk to the clam. And that clam was called the Magic Conch Shell, which is the main source of food, which is totally not luck. It was totally real. But yeah, that was a great episode. That's the reference there, and that's the tree that housed the tree house, which got flinged to the Kelp Forest, somewhere in Kelp Forest. I don't even know where. I don't think I've ever been there since, and that's the tree house being built on top. Honestly, I think this tree was absolutely necessary. I think it was just too important not to include, even though it's right next to Patrick Rock. I need to add it anyways. It just looked that good. And it was honestly a really good episode. Oh yeah, this is a reference of Patrick's task here to find something. So we will take a look at that during our walkthrough. Alrighty, we are back down here on Conch Street, touring Squidward's Patrick house and this beanstalk. So first here we have Squidward house, which is an Easter egg, pretty much an Easter head or whatever it is, Easter Island head. And it looks pretty cool, like I have to say, it looks much better than the other Squidward homes I built before. It has a weird window. That window below is actually there some of the time, actually quite often, and that one is like a weird one. I made that window there just because the bathroom is right there. I wanted to get that window because, you know, it always appears when Squidward is taking a shower. There's the lawnmower. Remember when the Dutchman, SpongeBob and Patrick borrowed the lawnmower and somehow shaved off the Dutchman's head in the cemetery way down there somewhere? That was funny. And speaking of the Flying Dutchman, today, this month is the Scary Halloween month, so expect some scary bills to come within the following episodes. But anyway, start here with Squidward's house. Let's go inside. Alright, this is the imagination box. Remember when they threw away a huge TV just so you have the box and imagine everything they could? I mean, that's a great use of a box, I have to say. I just never seen it used like that, but I could try that one day. Get a big TV and just throw it TV just so I can use the box and just imagining everything. So this is Squidward's main room, the kitchen, living room. Nothing much to see here. That's the TV, random door, and in these drawers, Squidward has cactus, cats, horns, like all random stuff within these drawers for some reason. And apparently Spot was in one of these drawers, so I don't know what Squidward is cooking in here, but it can't be something good. Oh, this not supposed to be here. That's the furnace. See, we're making fixes live here on camera because that looked awful. So there we go. That's how the stove's supposed to look like. Even though I don't like that placement right next to this cupboard right there. Ugh. Anyways, if we go down here into this closet and then go down here, we reach the secret area, which is, this is the pipe that, the water pipe that connects the house. And one day, Squidward house, the pipe, which burst one day, caused Squidward house to land inside this volcano called Mount Bikini Bottom, which erupted. And luckily, since Squidward was the most miserable person, his house was able to save the Bikini Bottom from eruption from this volcano. So, very cool, right? And down here is Sand Mountain. A massive, massive mountain. So, we get to all that later. But right now, we had to do one step at a time. So, let's get from the basement. Here, I kind of lost. I forgot to put a sign there, but I'm kind of lost. How do we get out of here? Alrighty, found the ladder. Let's get out of here, back into the closet, and back into the main house itself, where we can start to go upstairs. So this is the first floor, and we go up here to the second floor. And there's not too much in the second floor, honestly. Almost missed the second floor, but in here is just the vacuum cleaner when SpongeBob borrowed Squidward's vacuum cleaner for some reason, and of course, everything went to pain. Squidward's house actually burned down, so that really sucked, but this is the library where he goes to sometimes. And here is the bathtub, or the bathroom. Remember in the movie when Squidward was singing and SpongeBob rudely interrupted Squidward's singing? Da-da-dee-da-da-dee-da-dee-da. And yeah, so that's what the reference that is. That's the type of bathroom I wanted to replicate there, because that's the most memorable, quite honestly. Also really funny. And in here is Squidward's bedroom. I guess you call it the throne of the house, TV. And here is a lot of alarm clocks, so Squidward can wake up on time. I surveyed the windows, like I mentioned. And in here is the art gallery, with which Squidward's priceless art is located. In this case, just Minecraft art, because I don't feel like loading tons of PNGs into this file and blah blah blah. So just very simple, I just put simple paintings in. And that's the window and the podium that Squidward plays his musical instrument out of. And then going upstairs is the is similar to SpongeBob's house, is the rooftop garden, quote unquote. And in this case, just a bed with Squidward's wrist that one time on, and that is it for Squidward's house. And of course, the secret was the volcano, which erupted this house into Mount Bikini Bottom. So that's it for Squidward's house. We go move on to Patrick's house. Before we move on to Patrick's house, this is the beanstalk where you can actually climb this, kind of. It's kind of tricky, but it is possible because I've done it before. But anyway, this is the beanstalk where one time that Squidward went to work and we saw SpongeBob Patrick who were in the tree house, and Squidward decided to join them, and then they got flinged right into Kelp Forest, somewhere over there. So it was a long ride, and that's when the magic conch became a thing. So that was a cool reference. So I decided to add that in right next to Patrick's house. And I think all you will remember that, since a lot of people have been mentioning the beanstalk. I actually referenced it in the Bikini Bottom tour as well, right in that series, or just a little stump there. So I decided to build the whole thing. That looks much more better than just a stump. This is Patrick's house, almost a perfect rock. Well, not so perfect anymore, but it's just a rock. That's all it is. Now I know there's a recent episode where there is a creature living in there or whatever, but I decided to add that because I don't even remember it at all. So yeah. So this is the painting that SpongeBob hid behind when when SpongeBob wanted to find out Patrick's secret box, what was inside of it, which was just a secret string at the end, with something attached. Nice little secret, Smarty Pants Patrick. There's the chair, TV, and you may have noticed everything in here, almost everything is made out of sand. So there's not too much to say, except everything is sand. This is the bathroom. This is the toilet. It's a toilet. Bath. And in here is the famous 2 + 2 = 4 chalkboard. The reference when Patrick invited his family over to his house, and you know, it wasn't really his family and blah blah blah, and that was a whole mess, and some of it mixed up Squidward, and I don't know. Patrick lives a very interesting life. But in here is a little trial here. Your challenge is to find the golden spatula. Hey, what's this? Oh, it's the golden spatula. You found it. So yeah, this is supposed to be Patrick and any quest to find a golden spatula, and this is a reference from a video game. I am not going to mention which video game that is. You can leave that or guess in the comment section below. But yeah, that's a really cool reference from that game. But anyway, folks, I think that does it for this episode. Keep in mind, I do have a Discord server, so you can join that and want to be part of the community, help me build this map. But anyways, folks, thanks so much, really much for watching. I really appreciate it. This is episode 10. I'm glad at all the support I've been getting. It's been amazing. I've been enjoying the series a lot. So folks, thanks for watching. See y'all. Have a great day. And bye-bye. Catch you in the next one. Take care.